Yeah, I mean, he just ran through my guy, took the ball. He's playing football, we playing basketball. We can't touch him or guard him, so good for him.
What? Hold on.
And Zion takes it away. Off to the races.
I got it. You were mad.
Beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Roll. Zion, take it to the rack.
Football? Wait. If he was a football player, a white football player, it would be like,
that's how a white man runs a football.
welcome to another episode of In Space. I'm your host, Chris Connor. It is 12:46 in the morning. This just had to come out. It had to come out. D-Lo, what you talking about, bro? Like, what? So look, let's say he is a football player. Let's say Zion Williamson is a football player. For those of you that don't know, that missed the previous game, it was good, Pierre. The game last night, Zion dropped a career high in points, 17 attempts at the free throw line against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and a great win at the crib. Beautiful win. Bunch of highlights, bunch of fun, bunch of Zion. His brother had COVID, missed the previous game because he had to continue to work his way back into conditioning, and had his best offensive performance of his career. And that's what you got out of that, D-Lo? Like, I mean, I ain't gotta tell y'all, like y'all know, since he's entered the league, when we're talking about the players that have the highest level of paint attempts, like layup attempts, shots within the paint, we know that he is one of the lowest ranking guys that get to the free throw line, right? Like we realize that. Well, we realize he's also 285 pounds. He does stuff like this.
The Timberwolves with that ball moving side to side. Oh! The head of Rudy Gobert.
I mean, that really has nothing to do with his side. That was just dope. I'm sorry, Gobert. It just had to happen. Man, the point of this video, the point of this show is to really say what a lot of you guys have been thinking, but we just haven't talked about. This current Zion Williamson is a top 5 player in the world. He just so happens to be a football player. Again, what would he do if he was a white football player?
That's how a white man runs a football.
Like, no, but seriously, he's a top 5 player. He's giving you this kind of defensive effort, these plays late in the game, coming back from COVID, getting himself into shape, rusty. Nah. Listen, McDaniels, I believe Jaden McDaniels, heck of a defensive player. If I was putting together a draft, like I have to guard Zion draft, he'd be top 5. I showed y'all this already. Let's see it.
Beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Roll. Zion, take it to the rack.
And that's just one of the videos. He has another one where he pushes McDaniels out of the way, and brother has time to get back. He just chooses not to. Made a good business decision. It just is what it is. But you're witnessing a top 5 player, a for real MVP candidate. I don't know how many games he's going to play to end the year, but Zion is one of those. When we put together these lists, when we talk about top 5 players, if you walk down the street, you ask 10 different people, you can go top 5 presently or all time. You got an opportunity to get in a hybrid, a different mix of answers, because it's subjective. What I may see as a top 5 player in something, you may not. But for me, you have to impact winning. Zion does that. You have to have something. You have to have some kind of overwhelming individual success, right? Your stats have to speak to something. Yeah, Zion has that as well. I mentioned to you his team is winning again. As of today, they are tied for number 1 in the West after Denver Nuggets loss. They have to have a factor about them, something that a mode that they go into that makes them unstoppable. What the hell was this?
He slices his way home
I'm telling you.
He slices his way
Exactly.
home
I'm telling you.
How do you stop that? Now imagine if you do that 20 times a game. Tell me. Some type of unstoppable factor. The ability to make others around you better. We've seen that. And now we're getting a chance to watch Zion be able to carry. Trust me, I know what some are thinking. It's a small sample size, and it is. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know what's going to change when the team gets healthier and Brandon Ingram returns. But I've never seen anything like this Zion. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm old enough to remember the final days of Charles Barkley's prime. I've seen videos. I've seen comparisons. I know people like to compare it to Shaq, but that's different. Completely different. One guy's 6'6", one guy's 7'2". But the dominance, I get it. The attacks in the paint, the officials' issues of knowing how to properly officiate said player. I get it. I get the Giannis comparisons. Totally different. Good majority of Zion's finishes are layups, contested layups. It's unlike anything we've seen, and we knew that already. But now it's seen in front of sellout crowds. It's seen in close games. It's seen in the clutch. It's seen for a guy that you know exactly what he is going to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. I love what Jason Tatum is doing. I watch him, and I see a lot of Devin Booker. Just sometimes. If you put those two together, it's very, very similar. No disrespect. Tatum's a better athlete. Like, I get it. But there's a difference. There just is. Jokic, Embiid, as players, different. One is one of the best, if not the best passing big man you will ever see. Another one in Embiid is a hybrid of today's game and a throwback of sense. Finesse, strength, shooting, touch, free throws, power, swagger. Embiid has it all. But those two at big men are still, they fight game in and day out on who's the best big man in basketball. I get it. Ja Morant, electric to watch. I watched years of athletic point guards previously come in. Haven't seen anything quite like Ja, but I've seen something I can kind of compare it to. You know, I get it. You got to put together 5 or 6 different players before you can, and combine them all before you talk Zion. It's different. It's giving you wins now. It's overcoming adversity. It's winning without. And it's really special to watch. And it's really nothing that even some of the best defenders against a team with someone arguably made to guard a guy like Zion and McDaniels and the best rim protector in basketball, Rudy Gobert, nothing you can do about it. But man, it's great to hear D'Angelo Russell say those things, because we've been begging, asking for foul calls. Birdman.
I sit here and we zone out, you dig, and just appreciate how it came and thank God for the blessings.
You know what? I think D'Angelo forgot. Now, don't worry about it.
It's all about athletes and athletics. We controlling this shit, and that's how we feel from the heart.
So whether Zion's a football player a basketball player, baseball player, Olympic swimmer. He's top 5 at what he does. And I think he's having the opportunity now to prove it to everybody. And I want more people comfortable with being able to say it. If you don't want to say it, I'm here for you. That is a generational basketball player right now claiming his place. And it's no disrespect to players that have done it longer. It's no disrespect to players that have MVP trophies. No disrespect to guys like Luka Doncic that dropped 60, 21, and 10 or whatever it was. It's some great, amazing players in this league that deserve their just due and their credit. And in their own right, a lot of them are top 5 at what they do. But now it's time to start talking about Zion in that stretch. I haven't seen anything like what he just did. You couldn't have told me last night was going to be the night that he had his best performance as a pro. And he's only getting better. Hit a 3, hit a mid-range shot. Doesn't shoot many. It doesn't matter. We're witnessing something special, man. And I'm happy to be a part of it. Speaking of, though, being happy to be a part of something, got to let you know if we get out of here. This show was brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, home of the 50150. Shout out to New York Life. Got to also shout out to our people at Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Boot Crew Media, located at 918 Portage Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know have ever been involved, I don't say ever, that's not right, been involved in an accident, be sure to mention we sent you. Birdsall Law Firm, the official lawyers here at Boot Crew Media. Appreciate y'all once again. Pelicans back on a 4-game winning streak. We'll see what's up next. Top first in the West. And as always, Najee!
In the building. I told you last time, get with us or get out of here, man.